Hi everybody, welcome back to Friday Sews. Welcome back to a slightly different vlog. So if you caught my vlog on Sunday, you'll know that I was asking for some help and to come back today to help me make some decisions. So this is that opportunity. I am so lucky and I feel very blessed to be the seasonal spotlight sewist for summer for Fleur et Hours. If you're not familiar with Fleur et Hours, it's run by Kaylee, and you might have noticed I'm going to start with some sad news. So Kaylee has decided to close Fleur et Hours to hang up her scissors at the end of August. And I do feel really blessed because I've supported Kaylee and bought fabrics from her for the whole time that I've been sewing, and we were already working on this project. So we talked much earlier in the year about what sort of colours I liked. I sent her my colour palettes. We talked about what sort of prints. I mean, I buy from her quite regularly, so I think she had a clue. I tend to go for geometric prints or floral. I'm very big on floral, that won't be a shock. And we had a meeting with herself and Gemma, who does the social media, a few weeks ago, and talk through ideas, which was lovely. It was lovely to just have a really creative session and talk about just what we were going to do. So I have got a great offer for you. Stay tuned and I will let you know that before the end of this vlog. And keep an eye on my Instagram and Kaylee's, because any deals that she's got in the run up to the end of August, I'll be sharing and helping her to promote those, of course, as well. So let me show you the fabric first. Now, I need you to stay with me, because as soon as I show you it, some of you are going to go, I've seen that before. So I did get some fabric quite recently from Kaylee. I shared it. This was one of them, the Lavacons fabric, which I've made up now into this dressmaker's closet dress. Sadly, you can't get this jersey anymore. I can't find it anywhere to help you find it. And Kaylee was gutted that she couldn't get any more. And I got a blue broderie anglaise, and Kaylee put me this in as a surprise. I got 2 meters of it. And then when we had our meeting, we kind of settled on this being my fabric for the challenge. So I've got more of it. So I've got 3.5 meters of this. It's called Tapestry by Dashwood Studios, and it is absolutely stunning. And you might think, why didn't you go for a different fabric? But this is me. The colours in this fabric are really me. And also, I want to support Kaylee. Obviously, a small business. I already had some of this fabric, so she sent me another 1.5 meters. So I wear generally, when I had the meeting, I was an 18. I'm starting to go into a 16 now. But generally, I like to wear a maxi style dress, because you might be new to my channel. You might not know me very well. And I just like to, floaty, layers, gathers. That's generally my vibe. So I've chosen 4 patterns today, and I want you to help me choose. Now I'm not going to promise that I'll go with your choice, but I'm going to try. Let's see what you think and what you would make up with it, because that's really of interest to me. It's beautiful, it's flowy, it's drapey. It's absolutely stunning. Obviously in the UK, we're slap bang in the middle of summer. It's not that slippy viscose that's really tricky to sew. I think I probably will put a microtex needle into my machine when I'm sewing it, but I'll be overlocking it. I think it'll gather beautifully. It's a very generous width. And yeah, I just think it's absolutely... Well, I thought it was stunning when I shared it with you before, and that was my honest opinion without knowing that it was going to be my seasonal spotlight sewist fabric. So I'm a little bit excited. It's great to be working with another brand, and yeah, but when I say it's going to be quick, I've kind of said I'm going to make it up and share it with you by next Friday. So I need you to vote in the comments as I go through which dress it is. I'll probably pop something on Instagram as well. I'm going to wrap up the voting really quick, so you've got a couple of days. If it's after the vote, please comment and say what you would have made with it in the comments as well, because I do like to chat to you guys. I feel like I get to know you a bit that way. And yeah, let me know. It's definitely going to be a dress. That is 100% my plan. It would make, I've got to say, a beautiful blouse, and it would make stunning, absolutely stunning wide leg palazzo pants trousers. However, I've got loads of those at the moment. That's not what I'm wanting to go for. It's a dress. So should I just kind of leave it slung over my shoulder? Very Greek like. If only sewing was as simple as that, wouldn't it be fabulous? But it's not. So should we go for dress number 1? So dress number 1 is a self-drafted dress. It's something that I copied from a ready-to-wear item I bought a few years ago. You've seen there's nothing here that I've not shared before. They're all patterns that I've used in the past. So I'll put the magic mock-up in, and I'll put a picture of one of my recent makes that is this style. The closest I could get to it in a pattern was the Charlie caftan, which I think is closet core. So I've used that on magic mock-up because obviously I don't have a line drawn of my dress. I can't draw to save money, so I couldn't even do a sketch. It would be rubbish. But it's quite kimono sleeves. You'll see me put it in here. It's quite a kimono sleeve, a V-neck. I'm probably going to do it slightly deeper because it's summer. I'm going to France in September, and I visualise this as something that I'll be wearing there. And you can put a little tie across at the back, so it's very simple. V at the front, V at the back, but it's just made basically out of rectangles. I need more of them. It's one of the things in my sort of wardrobe refresh because I've changed roles. I'm sort of retired, semi-retired. I don't know what to call myself these days because this doesn't feel like work with you guys. But it's one of the things I'm reaching for, and it's quite is aerate. Well, no, I don't even know if that's a real word. Sometimes I just make them up, but it's nice and airy. Let's go with that. So that's number 1. I'll put it in the description box so you can let me know what you think. Number 2 is a mishmash that I've got in my head for a few things at the moment, which is basically the Indigo bodice by Tilly and the Buttons. So I'll pop a picture of the Indigo up with the fabric mashed up into it. Then onto that, I'm going to put a tiered skirt, and then I would use the Fleur sleeves from Fabric Godmother. That's my perfect combination. There are a few different sleeves you can use with the Indigo. Some of them aren't good for my biceps, and I'm not really into faffing on and doing the adjustment on that. But I absolutely adore, chef's kiss, the Fleur sleeves. So that's the Fleur sleeve that I would be thinking of using with this pattern. So it's not unfamiliar. I've made something like that maybe a couple of months ago, and I've got something else planned. And the number of tiers in the skirt will be dictated by how much fabric I've got. It might just be one long skirt with a tee around the bottom, similar to the previous one. So that is dress number 2. So dress number 3 is no shock. It's one that I've made, I think, maybe 7 times over the last few years. If you're new to my channel, you might think, why do you keep remaking things? But I'm a reuser of patterns. I like to see how you can get very different garments out of the same pattern depending on what fabric you use or how you position the fabric. Can you add different sort of, use the cross grain for one part, that kind of thing, mixing it up a little bit. So I love this dress. It's featured quite recently in quite a few vlogs. Some of the girls on So Virtual have just been making some of them as well, and there are other kind of similar patterns around, but for me the style like Belle dress has been one of my absolute favorite dresses. So if I use the fabric to make this one, I'm going to do my normal, so I'll put that picture in so you can see the magic mock-up of it, and I'll see if I can find a picture of a Belle dress that I've made and pop that in, maybe a different one to the one I've shared quite recently. And I don't do the buttons all the way down. It's got shirring in the back panel, so it just pulls over your head. So I just cut the front panel on the fold. You can do it with pockets, or if you want to do it without pockets, I just use 2 back panels. And I would get that. I've got enough fabric that I can do any of these dresses in it. The sleeves, you can hack the sleeves a million different ways, I think. So on the pattern, I'll put some line drawings in. You can see it's got kind of a shorter puffed sleeve, or kind of like one where there's elastic, it's puffed out and elastic here and then elastic there. That's just way too puffiness for me. I mean, I do like a bit of puffiness in my garments, but not so much faffing on the sleeves for me. but I've done it with a rolled hem and elastic round. That looks really nice for summer, and then just do some like shirring elastic round the edges. So while you're shirring the back panel, you can be doing the shirring on your sleeves as well. So that is pattern number 3, and that is the Style Like Belle dress. And I will put links in the description box to all of the patterns I'm using. Obviously the first one is self-drafted. I'll put the Charlie Kaftan link in there because it's the closest one I can think of. So the 4th one is a dress that I made a few years ago, and it's kind of, for me, it sums up summer because shirring is just really in, isn't it? And if you've not tried it before, it is so easy. You can do it on your sewing machine. If you've got a cover stitch, you can do it as a chain stitch as well. Just take your shirring elastic out of the tension on your machine. If you want to know any more about that, I have got a previous vlog. I'll pop a card in about that now, and just try it, or ask me any questions. You can message, comment on here, or you can message me on Instagram if you want to know any more. It's just so like Dotty on Instagram. Give me a follow over there, guys. So the one that I use is the one that was in the Sewing Bee Modern Wardrobe book, and it's basically just rectangles for the skirt, and with that one you do one long piece of shirring for the front and back bodice, and then I think the sleeves are, I can't remember it, almost rectangular. I think there is a bit of a curve at the top, and you put elastic round here, so you end up with quite a square neckline front and back. It's almost the same front and back, and it's just so easy. But also, you know, on those sunny days when you want to kind of get your shoulders out a little bit, you can just sort of, I don't know why I'm pulling my bra strap as I do that, you know what I mean? Oh. Do a little bit of that. You could also use that pattern obviously to just make a shirred bodice. Now I'll link to the Modern Wardrobe book in the description box, but there are lots of sew your own shirred dress vlogs around, or just Google it. There are, I think Tammy Handmade did how to do your own measurements and create one, and just have a go. If you've not done shirring before, have a go. I've got a ready to wear skirt that I bought a few years ago, and I've been wearing it quite a lot recently. It's tiered, and it's got a panel of shirring front and back waist about this deep, and it is so comfortable. And I'm not great with skirts. I tend to get a bit what I call waistband shift. It doesn't really always sit. Why am I doing that? It doesn't always really sit where I want it to sit, is what I wanted to say. But that one, you put it on and it stays. So I'm thinking of doing the shirred dress in this. So that is pattern number 4. Which of those would you choose? In this beautiful, beautiful fabric. It's absolutely gorgeous. It is a quality fabric. It's not dirt cheap, I'm not going to lie. I think it's £16.50 a metre. But guess what? I've got a great code for you. So running from the let me check my dates, the 27th of June to the 30th of June, Kaylee's got a great offer on her website. So if you spend £50, you get 25% off. And if you spend £100, you get 30% off. So I'll pop a little visual in for that. Kaylee will be sharing that offer, and I'll probably pop it into my stories over the weekend as well. And yeah, if you're thinking of treating yourself, don't wait too long. There are quilt fabrics on a website as well as dressmaking fabrics, so check them out. Everybody loves a bargain, and sometimes it's really nice to pick up some really nice high quality fabric but at a discounted price. So let me know what you think. I look forward to hearing, because yeah, I've set myself a task, haven't I? So I think probably Monday or Tuesday I'll be getting cracked on. So let me know, guys, and I will be back on Sunday with the rest of my plans for July. And I've been using Magic Mock-Up a lot, so come back and see what I've got planned then.